If you ever wondered how you could not only make your money work for you, but for the greater good of the world, then you've come to the right place. Sustainable investing is a great way to align your values with your financial goals. And in this video, I'm going to show you that getting started with sustainable investing isn't as hard as you might think. Sustainable investing, also known as ESG investing or socially responsible investing, is when you take your hard-earned money and invest it into companies that aren't just profitable, but are also doing good in the world. By definition, these are companies taking action on environmental, social, and governance issues, which is often abbreviated to ESG. When you look at a company's environmental considerations, you're really looking at how a company's operations impact the natural environment. This can include a company's energy use or waste disposal practices, or even treatment of animals. Companies that prioritize environmental sustainability might invest in things like green energy sources, recycling programs, or work to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, whereas companies that don't prioritize environmental sustainability might do things like use more traditional energy sources such as fossil fuels, or dispose hazardous waste improperly, or even participate in the destruction of natural habitats for their own. With social considerations, you're looking at how the company manages relationships they have with people and communities. This can be anything from how a company treats its employees, the health and safety of workers, or the company's engagement with its local community. Companies that prioritize social sustainability might have strong worker protections, engage in fair trade practices, make frequent donations to local communities, or have a strong diversity and inclusion track record. Whereas companies that don't prioritize social sustainability might have poor labor practices, or sell harmful or deceptive products, or neglect the local communities that they operate in. With governance considerations, you're looking at the standards the company holds itself to and how it polices itself. Factors here can include things like executive compensation, the diversity of the board, or the company's tax strategy. Companies that prioritize strong corporate governance have equitable pay practices, a board of diverse and independent directors, and transparency in accounting and tax practices, whereas companies with weak corporate governance might have a board of directors filled with insiders, excessive executive compensation, or a lack of transparency in its operations and finances. Like any form of investing, sustainable investing has its pros and cons. Starting with the pros, the biggest one is the ability to align your investments with your personal values and make a positive impact. Sustainable investing means you can choose to support companies that take action on issues that you care about, such as climate change or social justice, for example, and that's a big reason why people get into sustainable investing in the first place. On top of that, companies that have a strong ESG track record inherently are exposed to less risk. Companies get impacted negatively by things like regulatory fines, legal issues, and reputational damage. But when a company adheres to good ESG principles, the risks of those types of issues is much smaller. Now, there's also some cons to sustainable investing, and first is the lack of standardization for what defines sustainable. Many funds that invest in sustainable companies have different investment criteria for what qualifies a company as sustainable. So if you want to invest in an ETF or fund of sustainable companies, it's important to do your research on the criteria the fund uses to invest to make sure it aligns with your values. The other con is the potential higher cost of investing in sustainable investments. Some sustainable investments, such as certain mutual funds or ETFs, might have higher expense ratios than their traditional counterparts. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Now, if the pros outweigh these cons to you, then let's talk about how you can get started. First, define your goals. Understand what issues matter most to you and how they align with your financial objectives. You want to be really clear on this because this is what's going to direct the rest of your investing. Second, just like with any other type of investing, do your research. Learn about the companies or funds out there that align with your values and look into their ESG initiatives. And seek out resources and tools that can help you identify sustainable investments. For example, MSCI ESG ratings provide research, ratings, and tools that can help you understand ESG risks and opportunities. From there, evaluate your options. Narrow your list down to the companies and funds that most closely align with your goals and values, and ideally you diversify your investments across different companies and industries to minimize your risk. And finally, once you make your investments, be sure to keep an eye on them regularly to make sure they continue to align with your goals. So with that, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button to see more videos like this one.